Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing good and learning from our videos. And today's video is very interesting, which again is related to Identity Center, AWS Identity Center, and a problem that we ran into on how we can use CodeCommit, which is essentially a flavor of Git on AWS, via Identity Center instead of creating the user. So without further ado, let's get on to it. I believe everybody would have seen this IAM, which is different from the Identity Center. So what we do is in IAM, we usually what we doing is if I have to do, I would be kind of coming here and creating a user, which is in this case is going to be the AWS security credentials. There is a code commit credential is what we will be creating, and this was fine because you used Identity Center. This was a standard practice using identity access management, and you kind of create you generate the credentials and then you go and connect to Git. So let me show you what I mean. I wanted to show you a sample user, and this is where I can just mention next. I don't want to, I'll just attach the policy directly here. And the policy what I want to attach is, I'll just put this user, I'll remove it. Go next and create the user. So now I see the Git user is created. So in here, what I will first do is, there is no policy attached, which is good, but I'll just attach it in line. You don't want to do it directly. You ideally want to create a group and then you want to assign the permission to the user. But for just sake of this video, I'll create an inline policy. I will choose the specific permission that I require, which is I will come here and I will give code commit, and this is where I will do a git pull. Now we'll do a git push and list repositories. Okay, so this is the permission I need, and what I'll do is I'll just choose all the resources out here. So this is my policy that I want, and I'll just, this is code commit developer access. And this is my inline policy here. I'll give it a name, Git user policy, and create the policy. So now this is the policy that I have created. So the next step, what we need to do is we will be able to pull a repository. We have a few repositories. I'll just use this repository here just for testing purposes. This is kind of empty. So I'll just use another of my repositories that we have. Is for the sake of showing you all how to go about it. I will go here, clone the URL, and I will open the Explorer. Okay, so now after you create the user, you need to then generate the credential. And this is what I did, and download the credential to a safe location. And I already saved it, but this is one of the steps if you have to connect via IAM. And now this is where in Git Bash, and you can run this command that something like this, and you will have to kind of either provide it to the password manager, or you would need to kind of give the password over here and then be able to clone the repository like this. This is one way of doing, but consider an organization where you have hundreds of users or hundreds of developers. So if you also are having Identity Center, which is a single sign-on federated approach, and then again you need to kind of manage the users as well, it can be very onerous and not something that enterprise customers that we recommend, right? So what this is going to show how to connect to GitHub via SSO. So for that, let me go to, we will create the profile setup for SSO. So with that, let me create the user, Git user here, and let's see. So here I have, what I do is I come to Identity Center, and we have these Identity Center users here. and I will create a new user. And this is where I'll create a Git user. And you can just do generate one here. It does require an email. I'll put the email. So what I'll do is I'll create a group here. So first thing what you do is you come in here and create a group. And this is where I'll create the group which will be only specific for Git. Now this is where I'll give the name CodeCommit group, and you can ignore this thing, and I'll just hit create group. Now I have this group created. I'll remove this, and this is where I was working. And in CodeCommit group, let me add the permission set out here, because this is something that will be required as part of the setup. So this is where, let me see if there is a custom. And in here, let me see if there's a code commit. So there is no custom. And instead of this, let me just create an inline policy. Just copy paste the policy that was created earlier. This is the policy I created, and you can just put it here and save this and give it a name. Git user PS permission set. Session duration is fine. And once you're done, hit create. So now you have the Git user permission. So let me now provision this permission set. So I'll come here, Arina Technologies, and I choose assign. I need to choose here assign. I choose CodeCommit group, and I choose this here. I choose Git user permission set, and that should help in the provisioning of the Identity Center with the permission set. Now what I'll do is I'll come to the user and create a new user out here. So this is standard. I'll create here, and rest of the fields you'll populate. And you assign the user to the group, and then you add the user. This is the credential. You can just save it, and you save this using a password. I will need to use this particular user to be able to clone the repository using single sign-on. So let me do this. Let me go back and cd, and now let me make another directory out here. Let me just clone on the over here, but before I come here, I need to do a few additional things, which is I need to configure the single sign-on, and I need to create a profile. So what I'll do is this is where I will come here and configure the profile. And this is what I'll do. AWS configure SSO. Okay, so let me, some issue with this one. Let me switch to another Git terminal. Okay, so this is the folder I can do. Now here what I'll do is I'll come here and run this command. And all these commands are going to be part of the blog. And the details, as usual, you can go and refer the blog for any information you require. So this is where I'll just put git user SSO. And the URL is what we need as the Arina Technologies URL, which is this one. And then I'll put a pound here. And SSO region, I'll just choose Virginia. And this you can leave default. And now it will ask me to show it. So I come here and then I paste it and I hit confirm and continue. I don't want to save this for now. I'll allow access and this should. And this is where I need to provide the right account. You provide the right account and the right permission set should be there. But it is not showing the right permission set for me because I want to use the Git user. Okay, so the reason why that is because I have used the other user. So let me close, cancel this and restart the process. So now you have your user credentials. Don't worry about this password. I'll be deleting the user so it's not unsecure or anything because before people start putting in the comments. But this is the URL and now what I'll do is I'll log in with this user. So this is the user I use and I guess session timed out. Let me restart again. So let me give it the new user created and the password it's stored. I will need to set up authenticator app. You could use any authenticator. I like to use Google. So you could scan the QR code and I hit next and I show the QR code and I have the user added. So now what I'll do is I need to give the authenticator code as an input. And this is where I assign an MFA and done. Now, this is where I can change it. But let me just leave this for now. I'm fine using it because anyways this user will be deleted. It's only to show you how we can go about using CodeCommit. So now you put your new password and then after that you'll be able to get inside. And this is what you'll be able to see the view, your email that you give in the account and the permission set you are assigned. Now obviously if I click here, there wouldn't be much any permission except the CodeCommit access. So you pretty much will see a lot of the access denied out here. So that's not the purpose of this, but let me now get to the next level. So now I have the command prompt. Let me come here and this is where I will run this command where I'm going to configure the SSO. So I'll give it git SSO and I'll give the URL, which in this case is going to be this particular URL. And you give the region and I will choose this one. This you can leave default. Now this is where you will need to copy the code. Ensure you come to this particular session, not a new session. Come here, authenticate, confirm and continue, and allow access. Now if I come back here, I will see this is the region. I'll just put it as 1. And I see now what the username is. This is the role I get. And I'll change the region. I'll let it be none, leave the default. This is the profile name, something we will be using going forward. And now we have the profile created. So this is where the first step of using single sign-on with a user is set up. Okay, so now I have this Ubuntu terminal, and you could use any WSL, you could use a Mac if you have a Mac, just a terminal. But I like doing it in a Linux terminal. It just is a little more straightforward. So now since this is a new terminal, I need to put this command. Because this is the command I need to use where this is the profile. Okay, so this is the error I get because I had set it up in a DOS. I need to set it up over Ubuntu as well, the profile. So I'll run the same command. And I will give this same git user SSO. And I will give the same profile. This is the URL. US East 1. same account access. And now I will copy this to the browser in session, same as earlier. And now it should be validated out here. And I'll just put US East 1. Skip it. This is the profile that I want to use. Okay, so now it's set up the profile. And let me try running the command again. There you see, it is cloning the objects. And I have not given any URL, code commit. All I have done is the Identity Center user is what I have done to set it up. So this is one good way where you don't need to take care of both the IAM user, and you can via the Identity Center only using the the option, the Git remote code commit, a new service that you can use it. So now we have installed the code commit from CLI and we are able to clone the repository, and we can also push. But now a lot of the users may not be comfortable with CLI, which is where they may want to use is like a tool, graphical tool such as GitHub Desktop, and I'll show that connectivity as well. But for this, what we need to first do is, because we had done it in Ubuntu, we now need to go back to Git Bash and install the code GitHub Git remote code commit. And I'll show you that. So this is the Git Bash that I have, and here I will do the Git. I will install the Git remote code commit. And now it's installing Git remote code commit. And after this, the GitHub Desktop, I should be able to clone, and it should have the package as well. So let me now go back to GitHub Desktop. Okay, so now I reopened GitHub Desktop, and this is where you want to try cloning the repository. And I'll go back to the terminal to just copy the path. This is the path that I need to use. I come here, and yeah, this is the one I need to use. And I will just say Git 3. And let's see if this works. I think it is working. Okay, there you go. So the same, it is also working in the GitHub Desktop. And the one thing you just keep in mind is you need to use Git Bash to do the installation of Git remote code commit. Just I did it in Ubuntu. It will not reflect in GitHub Desktop. So with this, I hope this is another informative session on how using AWS Identity Center session itself, you can use code commit. And please like, subscribe, share the channel for everybody to know. Thank you.